If a hospital could cure any disease, why does no one remember ever working there? That was the first sentence I wrote in my notebook when I decided to investigate San Geronimo Clinic. For months, it had been going viral on the internet. People with terminal cancer, cured in a week, rare diseases, disappearing in days. Patients who arrived and walking out on their own. The news called it the miracle hospital, but something didn't add up. There were no famous doctors, no published research, no revolutionary technology, just results. Results that were too perfect. The first strange detail appeared in an internet forum. One user wrote, "My mother was cured there, but now she appears in photos from the hospital taken 30 years ago." No one believed it until other people started saying the same thing. That's when I decided to go. The clinic was on the outskirts of the city. An old building. Gray walls. Long, dark windows. Nothing about it looked special. I entered as a journalist. At reception, no one seemed surprised to see me. The woman behind the desk smiled. But it was too perfect. She said they were proud of their work and that I was free to walk around the hospital if I wanted. That was strange too. Too easy. The hallways were long, silent, but there were patients. Many of them. All calm, all smiling. It looked like a normal hospital. Until I noticed something. The patients who had been cured never left. They stayed there. I asked a nurse about it. He said many patients decided to stay for a while. I asked if it was out of gratitude, something like that. He said, hours later, I found the hospital archive. Boxers filled with old photographs. Decades of history. I started going through them. Photos of the medical staff, the 80s, the 90s, the 2000s, and then I saw it. A face I recognized immediately. It was a man I had seen earlier that same day in the hallway. A patient, according to the records, he had arrived 3 days ago with a terminal illness, but in the photo, he was wearing a nurse's uniform, and the photo was from 1994. I thought it was a coincidence, but then I found another one, a woman. A leukemia patient I had also seen earlier. In the photo, she was wearing a medical coat. Working at the hospital, the date said 1987. That's when a cold feeling hit my stomach. I kept looking, and every time I recognized someone, they appeared in an old hospital photo, always as part of the staff. Always decades earlier, as if they had worked there their whole lives. Then I found something worse. A staff photo taken 15 years ago, and there he was. The hospital director, the same man who had welcomed me when I arrived. But there was a problem. At reception, they had told me the hospital had only been open for 10 years. I took pictures with my phone. I needed proof. But when I left the archive, the hallway looked different. Darker, the lights flickered, and there were more patients, many more. All standing. Staring at me. No one spoke. No one moved. They just watched. I tried to walk away, but a nurse stepped in front of me. She smiled and asked if I had found what I was looking for. I said yes. She tilted her head slowly. Then you understand, she said. I asked her what she meant. Her smile disappeared. The cure. Behind her, the patients began moving closer, slowly, silently. The nurse explained something to me. Diseases don't disappear. They only change places. At first, I didn't understand until I saw it. One of the patients from the hallway, now wearing a nurse's uniform, exactly like in the old photo. That's when I realized the truth. The clinic doesn't cure diseases. It moves them. It transfers them to someone else. Someone new, someone who arrives at the hospital. Someone curious, someone who starts asking questions, someone like me. A sharp pain exploded in my chest, like something waking up inside my body. The nurse said one more thing. Every disease needs a host. Always. I looked around. All the patients were healthy. Too healthy, because they weren't sick anymore. Now, I tried to run, but the director appeared at the end of the hallway. Smiling calmly, he told me not to worry. They also had treatment for me. The last thing I remember is a door closing. After that, I woke up. No pain, no illness. I felt perfect. A doctor approached me and handed me a white coat. He welcomed me to the team. Now I work here, helping patients get cured. Sometimes journalists arrive. Curious people with lots of questions, we always let them in. Because sooner or later, someone has to keep the disease. And if you ever visit this hospital, look carefully at the photos on the walls. You might recognize a face. Maybe yours.